You ever hear a single guitar note and feel like it's speaking directly to your soul? That's the magic of David Gilmour. He didn't just play the guitar, he turned pain into sound, silence into symphonies, and grief into something strangely beautiful. For decades, he's been more than a musician. He's been the voice of every heartbreak, every memory, every ghost we carry. But behind those timeless solos lies a story written in sacrifice, scars, and silence. David Gilmour was born in 1946, Cambridge, England. From the outside, it looked like a privileged middle-class childhood. His dad was a zoologist, his mom, a teacher. But inside the walls of that quiet home, there was a silence that cut deeper than noise ever could. No chaos, no warmth, just cold indifference. At 10 years old, his mother handed him a guitar, not realizing she'd just given him his only real language. Alone in his room, he bent strings until they cried. That wasn't practice, it was survival. By the 1,960 seconds, while old schoolmates like Syd Barrett and Roger Waters were chasing fame with Pink Floyd, Gilmour was broke in Europe, pawning his guitar just to eat, playing on cobblestone streets for coins. Fate twisted cruelly when he returned to London and saw Syd Barrett again, once a shining star, now broken by mental illness and drugs, unrecognizable. Soon after, Pink Floyd brought Gilmour in, not as a replacement, but as a lifeline. For a brief time, there were 5 men on stage. One of them, Syd, stood frozen in silence, his guitar hanging slack. The others knew it was over. They stopped picking him up for shows, and just like that, David Gilmour became Floyd's lead guitarist. To the world, it was a new era. To him, it felt like betrayal, leaving a friend behind to madness. And yet, from that guilt came greatness. With albums like Metal, Dark Side of the Moon, and Wish You Were Here, Gilmour's guitar became the heartbeat of a generation. Just think about Shine On You, Crazy Diamond. Every aching note is a goodbye letter to Syd Barrett. Or Comfortably Numb, a solo so powerful it feels like time stands still. But behind those masterpieces, the band was crumbling. Roger Waters took control, egos clashed, and Richard Wright, the quiet anchor, was even kicked out. By the 1,980 seconds, Gilmour felt erased, reduced, as he put it, to a session player in my own band. His personal life wasn't spared either. His first marriage to Ginger Hasselbein fell apart under the weight of fame, distance, and exhaustion. They had 4 kids together, but in the end, love couldn't survive the chaos. For a man who longed for the family warmth he never had as a child, that loss was devastating. But then came light. In the 90 seconds, he met Polly Sampson, a novelist with fire in her pen and love in her heart. She didn't just become his wife, she became his lyrical partner. The words behind songs like High Hopes. Together, they built a blended family of 8 kids, filling his home with the laughter and noise he'd missed his whole life. For once, his music wasn't just born out of wounds, it carried love, healing, and hope. And yet, the shadows never fully left. Syd Barrett lost to madness. Richard Wright lost to cancer. Roger Waters lost to bitterness and distance. Today, only Nick Mason remains at his side. What was once a legendary quartet is now a duet. Every performance haunted by absences that can't be filled. But here's the thing about David Gilmour. He never let the silence win. He sold his beloved black Strat, the guitar that gave us Comfortably Numb, raising millions for charity. He gave away mansions, cars, even planes, because in the end, those things didn't matter. What mattered was the music and the people it touched. Now at 79, he lives quietly with Polly, still recording, still playing. His fingers may move slower, his hair turned silver, but when he bends a single note, the whole world still falls, silent. Because David Gilmour doesn't just play music, he reminds us that beauty can come from pain, and silence can be broken with just one voice. So tell me, what was the first David Gilmour moment that stopped you in your tracks? Was it Wish You Were Here? Comfortably Numb? Or maybe a single note that still lingers in your head today? Drop it below, hit like if his music has ever touched your soul, and let's keep his voice echoing into eternity.